shoot spitballs or something.
Good evening. 7 o'clock. I'd like to call the meeting of the Stratford Inland Wetlands and Watercourses Commission to order. First item on the agenda, approval of the minutes of September 20th, 2017 regular meeting. Has everyone had a chance to look at the minutes? Are there any corrections, deletions?
Yeah, I will accept the minutes and like to make a motion to add Mr. McCann for members present in the minutes.
So noted.
Okay.
Any other? Is there a motion to accept as amended?
I'm sorry, I didn't hear the amendment. I didn't hear what he said.
I'd like to add Mr. McCann, who was not noted as present. So do we have a motion to accept?
Make a motion to accept it.
Second? Second. All in favor? Thank you. Old business. IWWA application 2017-4, construct a restaurant, associated parking lot, increasing impervious area by 12,563 square feet and altering 198 square feet of wetlands, and 25,704 square feet upland review area. Site address 577 Holy Avenue, assessor's reference map, 30.17, Block 3, Lot 73, applicant, Power 1 Development, LLC, care of James R. Fitzpatrick. Is the applicant here?
Good evening. James Fitzpatrick, 170 Morning Dew Lane, Part 1 Development. Submitting the application for acceptance tonight.
We don't have any questions.
No questions at this time. The application appears complete. We received the physical application form filled out by the applicant's agent, which included a project narrative, list of abutting property owners, location map, limit of wetlands disturbance in the existing conditions, the limit of wetlands disturbance in the proposed condition, the FEMA firm map, a soil map, a wetlands assessment and ecological report. We also had the project plans, sheets C1 through C7, for the proposed restaurant located at 577 Holly Lane. And we also received the stormwater management report entitled Drainage Computations for Proposed Restaurant, 577 Holly Lane, Stratford, Connecticut. The only portion of the application that was deficient was the check, and that's here this evening.
That's what I have.
So at this time, it is my opinion that the application is complete, but I will leave that to the discretion of the commissioners to accept, and then also make a finding on the significant impact of the activity.
Okay, so first, do we have the,
I'll take that, don't worry about it, I'll
thank you. Received, so noted.
Where's mine? Oh. That's it, are we go? No, mine.
Mr. Chairman, I've looked over this application. I mean, the reports are very extensive. And number one, it took me, I'm still not going through some of the calculations. After I received it, I don't know when other people received it, but I received it this week. Was that when it was sent out? But from looking at it, it appears to me that this is going to have to fall into the realm of a significant activity. We have always said once we start to lose wetlands, we look at significant activities even when it's in the setback area, the upland review area. This includes both. I would like to make a motion that we send this to public hearing.
All right, as I understand, we have a motion based upon
At which
the
point,
notion that this involves significant activity in the wetland area and requires a public hearing. Do we have a second to that motion?
it's going to give, obviously, Jim doesn't have his dog and pony show with him tonight, so,
Well, because it was only supposed to be an acceptance.
yeah, I know.
Okay.
But this will give you the opportunity of doing it once at a public hearing, which will be scheduled for the next meeting, is that correct?
The motion is to accept the application and
Well,
require a public hearing
Has
because,
this application been already accepted?
Right, so it's,
I don't think we made a motion to accept yet.
Right.
Okay.
So let's do that.
That's why I was a little confused, too, because this is the second time we've been...
I hear what he says, he doesn't talk.
It was information.
Well, let's
Okay.
accept
The first one was just an informational session?
Let's accept the application and then decide what to do with
I
it.
move to accept the application.
We have a motion to accept the application. Second, Mr. Tuccione. All in favor?
aye.
All right, motion's accepted, fees paid.
Correct.
Discussion.
Going back and rediscussing, I really think that it would be appropriate for us to call for a public hearing in this regard, in relation to its location and the size of wetland loss. It has been our standard right along, if there's any actual wetland loss, that we have a public hearing, which again is,
Absolutely.
I'd make that motion, Mr. Chairman?
Yes.
All right, we have a motion that the application involves significant activity and represents the need for a public hearing. Do we have a second? Mr. Tuccione. Discussion. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All right. So we've accepted the motion. We're going to have a public hearing. We're going to schedule it for the next meeting,
Correct.
which is
November 15th
November 15th,
at
2017,
7 p.m.
at
And
17.
you'll supply the
Or
information
7 p.m.
stated by Mr. Fitzpatrick, like,
Correct.
has to be published. You've done this before, right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's not new.
Not my first day here. We're okay with it. We're okay with the public hearing.
See you next month.
Thank you.
Moving on. New business. No new business. Staff reports.
Just wanted to say, I went to the bank today to pick up some deposits that were made into Claire's Scholarship Fund, and I saw that you guys all made significant contributions to her scholarship fund, and I just thought it was the sweetest thing. I was absolutely blown away, so I'm so appreciative of that. And I'm usually really good about getting thank you cards out, but I'll be away for a couple days, so give you some time on those. But I really appreciate it. It was so kind of all of you.
Save the postage.
You are quite welcome.
That's enough.
Nobody deserves it.
You
That's
guys are
right.
sweet. That was it for my staff report.
Administrative permits?
No, but I do have two in the pipeline. One for the dog park, which is to be built at the site of the former ranger station in Roosevelt Forest. So that'll probably be coming next month. And another one for Sikorsky Aircraft had to put in a new utility corridor that involved a bit of upland review area disturbance. So those were being handled administratively, and I will bring them to the attention of the commission at the next meeting once they're complete.
Thank you. Commissioners Forum?
I have a quick question, just curiosity's sake. What happened with Roanoke Lane after we rejected their application?
They haven't come back
No,
with anything
no.
yet.
Oh, okay.
I expect it'll take them a while to put all of that information we requested together.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, through you to the administrator. every time I have a beer, I think about two roads. Have they ever come back in? They promised us they
Yes.
would
Oh,
come back
actually,
in.
Yes, they did, and I forgot.
They're good about that.
Brad Hiddle came to me with a very nice plan for a wetlands restoration. He's working on finalizing some of it, so as soon as those plans are...
Because that needs our approval.
Yeah, as soon as the plans are finalized, I'll bring it in.
Okay.
And then it'll become, I guess we can handle it as, I don't know if it needs to be a modification to the original permit, or maybe if it has the blessing of all of you, I could just handle it as an administrative permit.
Well, I think it should be reviewed by us,
Correct.
because, I mean, that was the way it was left when we gave them the benefit of
Yes.
coming back in. And that,
Absolutely, and they've done a significant amount of work on it, and because it's a restoration, and because it does look like it's gonna be a net benefit for the wetlands, I would ask maybe that you review it, and if it's acceptable, we just handle it as an administrative permit, so they don't have to go back through
that
the
sounds
rigmarole.
reasonable. And I don't mean to give you more work.
No,
God,
it's okay.
God knows
And
you're...
no, I'm actually very excited to share that one with you, because they have some neat ideas for putting in like pollinator meadows, and really doing a good job of sprucing the place up.
And again, not to give you more work, could you bring us up to speed on some of the applications that we've had in the past? For example, I noticed South Sea and a couple of the other buildings have been taken down and all the rest.
Yeah,
Just, like a one-liner status report on
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
the applications that we've given permits to.
it's a good idea.
I think it falls more into the realm of curiosity than regulation, but,
Oh, it's good to know. I mean,
yeah, well, we'd like to know what we did and if it worked out.
where they stand and who's doing what, right?
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be at next meeting, it's gonna be, but, anytime.
Yeah, I'll definitely, I do.
All right.
Next meeting might be tough because of the public hearing, but maybe it would be good for December, an end-of-year thing, end-of-year wrap-up.
I'd like to make a motion to adjourn, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion to adjourn. Do we have a second? 3 or 4? All in favor? Aye. Meeting adjourned.
That was fantastic. Thank you, guys. Now I can